The beginning of anything worthwhile carries a unique kind of silence. It's the moment when enthusiasm fades and the echo of effort replaces excitement. The early stages test the mind's sincerity more than its ability. The body can endure pain. It is the mind that seeks escape. The first resistance faced on the path of transformation is not the world. It is the habit of comfort whispering retreat. Many mistake that discomfort for misdirection, believing friction means they're on the wrong path. The truth is the opposite. Friction means alignment. It means the muscles of discipline are awakening, the ego is being humbled, and the false self is being stripped away. The early pain is not punishment, it's permission. It's the price of admission to growth. Those who endure the silence, who continue when the novelty evaporates, are the ones who eventually command momentum. Progress rarely begins with glory. It begins with awkward steps, uncertainty, and the sting of inadequacy. Learning demands humility, and humility feels like loss to the untrained. The ego hates beginnings because they expose truth, the difference between fantasy and preparation. The process humbles before it empowers. It breaks illusions before it builds strength. The resistance one feels in the early stage is not a sign of weakness but of initiation. The uninitiated run at the first sign of pain. The wise lean into it, knowing it's carving the foundation of endurance. Every skill, habit, or mindset worth mastering demands the same currency: persistence through imperfection. Once the mind accepts that friction is the gateway, the body adapts. Struggle loses its power to intimidate and becomes proof of progress. The illusion of ease kills more dreams than failure ever could. Society sells the fantasy of instant mastery, turning patience into an endangered virtue. The quick reward, the hack, the shortcut, these feed dopamine, not destiny. Every discipline worth pursuing is a marathon disguised as a sprint. The early hardship filters the serious from the curious. It separates those seeking transformation from those seeking distraction. The impatient never understand that difficulty is the gatekeeper of depth. The ones who survive the early stages eventually reach a point where effort turns into instinct. By then, momentum belongs only to those who refuse to flee discomfort. The rest remain spectators, wondering why life feels stagnant while others rise. Endurance rewires perception. The same weight that once felt unbearable becomes routine. The same task that once drained energy becomes a source of clarity. The human system adapts faster than belief allows, but only under consistent exposure to resistance. The body learns to conserve energy, the mind learns to redirect thought, and the spirit learns to find rhythm in repetition. This adaptation transforms struggle into serenity. What was once chaos becomes coordination. Progress hides behind that wall, waiting to be unlocked through continuity. Those who leave too soon never reach the stage where discomfort becomes familiar. Growth demands consistency through indifference, not motivation through enthusiasm. The mind that stays despite boredom eventually builds strength immune to volatility. At the core of transformation lies identity. The hardest part is not doing new things. It's becoming someone new enough to sustain them. Change without internal recalibration collapses under pressure. The first challenge is mental rewiring. Habits are not actions. They are identities reinforced over time. To build new outcomes, one must build a new self. The mind must evolve from seeking ease to seeking alignment, from chasing reward to valuing progress. The transformation is not physical, it's psychological. Each time the mind chooses commitment over comfort, a new layer of character forms. The process of repetition molds identity until it no longer feels like effort. It feels like nature. This is how discipline replaces desire. Every worthwhile pursuit exposes the fragility of the modern psyche, the tendency to escape, to retreat into comfort. has been trained by abundance. Growth now requires rebellion against that conditioning. The pursuit of mastery has become an act of defiance against instant gratification. Every time the mind resists quitting, it rewires generations of inherited laziness. Pain becomes symbolic. It's the modern form of self-liberation. To continue despite frustration is to reclaim autonomy from distraction. True freedom begins when persistence outlives the craving for approval. Those who endure longer than comfort allows become immune to chaos because they have trained to move within it. Difficulty becomes their natural state. There is a moment in every journey when the effort feels endless and results feel invisible. That moment decides everything. The majority abandon the mission here, not because they lack potential, but because they misread progress. Growth rarely announces itself. It accumulates quietly beneath the surface, hidden from validation, waiting for momentum to tip the scale. Those who trust the process through invisibility become dangerous. They operate without needing proof. Their consistency becomes a quiet storm, reshaping skill and rewiring thought while the world remains unaware. The shift happens internally before it ever appears externally. Once that shift completes, confidence replaces doubt, and momentum becomes unstoppable. The true test comes not in failure, but in monotony. Success is not about surviving difficulty. It's about thriving in repetition. Anyone can endure chaos for a moment, but few can stay consistent when the world stops watching. The grind after the applause, the work done without recognition. That's where character forms. It's easy to be motivated when excitement is fresh. It's sacred to be consistent when nobody cares. Those who master repetition master reality, because repetition is how everything in nature evolves. Rivers carve mountains through persistence, not power. Humans are no different. The steady become extraordinary through patience disguised as obsession. Pain, boredom, doubt, all are signposts on the path of transformation. Each one arrives to test sincerity. The uncommitted see these signs and turn back. The devoted see them and move forward, knowing they are close to breakthrough. Every challenge carries a hidden gift. Every frustration holds information. The task is to extract the lesson before emotion distorts it. The mind that interprets resistance as instruction learns faster than any other. Progress accelerates when judgment disappears. It is not about how long something takes. It is about how completely one commits to it. The more personal the process becomes, the less external noise can affect it. Those who stay long enough evolve past fear of hardship. What once felt like a burden becomes home. The struggle that once repelled now defines purpose. The mind no longer asks when it will end. It begins to crave more. Growth becomes addictive. Mastery reveals itself not through comfort, but through surrender to challenge. The journey no longer feels like suffering. It becomes sacred practice. Every step forward becomes evidence that resilience has replaced hesitation. The cycle of hesitation ends where understanding begins. The process was never the enemy. It was the mirror. What it reflects depends entirely on who refuses to stop.